Hello, and welcome back to Monifactory. Last time we got started with everything. It's episode 2, I don't really know what you expected from episode 1. Between episodes, I added a second steam dynamo and hooked it up to this energy converter, as well as made the bender, because I went and had a little crafting project. I also made this battery buffer here, and I put in a couple of these batteries that we found in some loot chests, so now we have a little bit of power storage rather than just the internals of the dynamos. But that first crafting project I was talking to you about is 32 LV circuits. This should get us a good ways through LV, or at least through today. And hopefully I don't have to make any more today. Looking at the quest book, we have a few different directions to go, and not all of them are particularly clear. There's a lot of machines to make, and that's all well and good, but I am not sold on making a machine as today's goal. Instead, what I think I would really like to do is get some more boilers and turbines over here, because I would really like better power. And ideally, if we can do this quickly enough, I would really like to have a passive supply of power, which I think we can do with the phytogenic insulator here. So I think I'm going to pin this because I've already pinned the other two things. And we're going to start work towards the boilers and turbines. For that though, we need fused quartz, which requires that alloy smelter, this one. So let's go make one of these real quick. It seems actually quite easy now that we have the circuits, so that's great. Cool, basic alloying. I also set up these barrels here. These all have hopper upgrades to automatically push down below and take from up above. So we can batch craft much easier with all these now. And these are the same with these diamond furnaces, except these have auto import and export, so we don't actually even need upgrades for these, which is really nice for easy bulk smelting. So to make our fused quartz, we need nether quartz, which I don't think we have, but we can buy with our money. And we need a block casting mold, which we can get with a hammer to an empty mold, and this is just a lot of steel, which is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Cool, steam turbines. So what I think we can do with these is, I think we can set these here. They should still accept water, and I think I can just do that. It turned it the wrong way, but close enough. Stop turning it that way. Face this way. Stop facing that way. Face at me. Okay, there we go. And I'm making some lead fluid pipes here. I think these can transport steam because they said they could. I am noticing a slight issue. How am I gonna get things to that? New plan. Okay, I think this works a little bit better. So I think we can just hook all of these up, and this should move steam from these boilers to these turbines. And I need to make some more laser nodes and the like, but after that we'll have much better power, I hope. Okay, so I think I have the basics going on here. The problem is that these tiny pipes are not good. Would you believe it? Tiny pipes don't have the best throughput, so I'm getting some lead plates for some big lead pipes. And hopefully that will be able to actually extract all the steam, because these are very filled up on steam, but these are not filled up on steam. The power production looks good though. Again, just a case of these are barely working. Okay, now it looks like they're filling up, at least more so. But also, that hurts a lot. Well, not like a lot, but it does hurt. Yeah, the pulling logic is a little strange, but I think it's fine. I think I can shutter pipes to only transfer one specific direction, so maybe we should always have these. We always want those going one way, and we always want that going one way. I wish this would pull a bit faster, though. These are the normal pipes, so they should be pulling at about 200 a tick. How much does this produce? 160? I think it should be fine. I don't know, it's very strange. Yeah, the pipes are all full, actually. Oh no, the turbines are full. Okay, I think shuttering them actually did help a lot. Okay, yeah, now this is... Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, we are very good on steam, actually. Okay, this is really good. Wow. Okay, so there are a number of things we can go into now. We could make a pump to get things like oil. We could get an extractor to make things into liquid, say rubber sheets out of our rubber. We could get a macerator or a steam grinder to have a little bit better of our ore yields. Could get a compressor for, I think the main thing in this circumstance would be rubber sheets again. An arc furnace for, I think, just like smelting things, or I guess annealed copper as well. But that needs oxygen, which we don't have. Speaking of oxygen, we could make an electrolyzer. But I think we can probably wait on the electrolyzer for at least a little while. I'm not entirely sure where to go to start. We could rush for MV to get things like aluminum, but I'm not sold on that as a concept. We could look into getting fluics for applied energistics, not a very strong system, but digital storage all the same, which I think is good with EMI still. We could look into mob simulation. There's a lot of options we could do. Oh, or of course the assembler, because the electric blast furnace requires an assembler for the coil blocks. I think I would like to look at the phytogenic insulator first, though, because I'm really tired of logging trees for rubber. This looks actually really easy, because I think we have some of those spare flux coils now, from replacing the ones in the steam turbines. Also, I'm actually getting really tired of making rods, so I would like a lathe as well. And this doesn't seem too bad at all. It's just a lot of... Wow, that's a lot of steps. Okay, that's fine. No more files for me. Or at least, you know, maybe. Okay, so I don't have the strongest feeling about how this is going to look, but we'll give it a shot. So hopefully we can pull water from this collector here, which is hopefully fine and it won't kill this boiler. Oh, oh, this is gonna look really bad. We're gonna put the drawer on top and have it auto output to the top. Oh, we get 2 rods per ingot with the lathe. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, look at that cool animation. Okay, hold on. Quiet, you people. I like some of these machine noises, but not all of them. And I would go as far as to hazard to say most, not all of them. Or, I don't like most of them. There we go. Okay, so this into here. Hook these up. Oh, that counts as a wrench? I suppose that makes sense. It is a wrench, just I didn't... The laser one, I didn't think it would work. Can it not import to the front? Oh. Okay, how about like this? No. Is it extract? I've been really messing these up lately. No. Oh, no, it's just because there's no power in here. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so if I toss, say, a few saplings in there, and I guess just throw a couple saplings in here just to make steam. Does this get power? Not yet. Let me try some, like, actual coal. There we go. I brought it to a higher priority. So hopefully it produces now? Oh, it's going. But boy, is it going. Yeesh. Wow, that is really slow. Wow, that is really slow. Oh my. It uses 30,000 RF per. Is that fine? I guess the logs are probably good enough to keep it sustaining, but oh my gosh. That takes forever. 2.5 minutes if my calculations are correct. That's really not good. Okay, well it does auto output. So we got 6 logs, a sticky resin, and a rubber sapling. That's not as much resin as I would have hoped from 6 logs worth of tree, but I suppose beggars can't be choosers. If I set this to auto push and pull, will it try and take the sapling too? It doesn't appear to yet. That's not ideal. Maybe if it runs on empty, it'll try and pull more? I don't know. Well, that is passive wood, I guess. Sort of. Kind of. And we have quite a full energy buffer. I mean, this is not a bad looking machine room, it's just, it feels a little odd still. It feels very off. Something's not quite clicking with me. And I think it's because this is still all temporary, and I hate temporary. So I think I'm gonna batch up some more materials, and while I'm doing that, and of course collecting my quest rewards of delicious coins, and a circuit, I'm going to think about block pallets. I don't really know what I want to do for a large term base. I think I want to use the color orange. That's a good start, right? I'm gonna look through some of the options here with the Better Block Z and see if I can find some pallets that will work for me. Most of these blocks come from stones and stone variants, so that's fine. We can't, make a billion of them, but we can batch craft them pretty well, at least at this point. So let me see if I can't put something together that looks cool. And I'll come back and hopefully start on something like that, maybe? Because I don't think I want to put a blast furnace in here. I feel like a blast furnace in this tiny little house is a recipe for disaster. This is just kind of meant to be the starter machines, and honestly, I don't even feel comfortable putting a steam grinder in here. I would definitely like a steam grinder, because doubling ore sounds very good, especially for the low cost of steam. But I think I would really like to quickly get a pyrolyze oven, a blast furnace, a steam grinder, those types of things. Anyway, I'm gonna do some thinking and some placing, and I'll be back shortly. Oh my goodness, I have been at work. I have been busy. So currently everything is pushed into here now. We've got a bunch of barrels here, we've got some furnaces here, we've got some drawers here for the deeper storages. We've got a couple of floors. Over here we have our machine floor. Look how wonderful it is and square. We're running some cables down from the power generation floor just above into these walls here through some facades. These facades are very cheap. All you need is iron plates and they are awesome! They're pretty similar to AE2 facades, except they work for wires, pipes, other pipes, the fluid and item. And they are awesome! They are super cheap, they work for any block, and they are great! The only complaint is they look like that from the back, but you wouldn't see that if there were machines here. So who cares? Up here, the power generation system is largely the same. We've just got some water collectors, boilers, turbines, etc. leading into this thing right here. This converts our power, this holds our power, and this transfers our power. But we are looking good. This is a place that I can live and think. Nothing is cramped, everything is fairly accessible at least. The only problem is that I still have these torches around. I'll worry about good lighting later. You also may have noticed I made a lot more machines than there used to be here. I think the last one we had was only the wire mill. So now we have a bender, an alloy smelter, a lathe, a mixer, an atomic reconstructor, and a forge hammer. The forge hammer is very nice because it helps make gravel out of the cobblestone machine I have over at the old house still. I need to move that over if I find space for it. The atomic reconstructor changes things from other things to other things. For my purposes, it was mostly changing flowers to other types of flowers. But you can do it for other things like soul sand and these universal circuits. These, I think, are more so used in auto crafting, like for patterns in JEI, or AE2, excuse me. But we don't need to worry about that right now. I forget exactly why I made this. There was a reason, and I used it for dyes earlier, so, it serves its purpose. The mixer we used to make a glowstone, I believe. You can, of course, get this from the nether, as well as some other ore processing. But you can also mix it with gold and tricalcium phosphate. This is an ore, and this is an ore, so this is kind of an ore. And the alloy smelter makes alloys very cheap. And by very cheap, I mean I don't have to grind everything down. No macerator yet. I haven't really felt a need for that. So I think the next main goal here is going to be the big blast furnace. And I'm not sure if we'll get there today. I need to see how much footage I have so far. This is already like 5 days after the last upload. I'm getting quite late. That's my problem, is this is going to come out very late because I've been, well, I mean, that was a lot of blocks to make and place. You must understand, right? To enable cheaty cam here. Look at this. Look at how big this is. I feel like I deserve at least, like a little bit of a break or some understanding, even if there's a bunch of rain in the way. Grumble, 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 grumble. Of course, this will be a bit more fancy as time goes on, and you'll see a bit more of the vision as time goes on, but for right now, this is what you get. It's a box that had blinds on it, which was cool. Anyway, we need an assembler, because to make the big blast furnace, we need these copper nickel coils. So we need an assembler to make the copper nickel coils. So let's make an assembler. Of this, the things we haven't done are the conveyor modules and the robot arms. Conveyor modules aren't too bad, it's just more motors and rubber and tin, that's fine. The robot arms are a little bit more of the same, just a lot of motors and the occasional piston. And this leaves us to a very, very wide recipe. But that's okay, we only need the one. Okay, next for the copper nickel coils, we need copper nickel and Invar. I'm sorry, copper nickel. I don't know why I said copper nickel. Probably because it's copper nickel, copper nickel. Unsurprisingly, cupro nickel is made of cupro and nickel, well, copper and nickel, and Invar is made of iron and nickel. This one's a little less obvious, it's, you know. If you played a lot of modded, you're familiar with it though. Fortunately, the quest also tells us exactly how many coils we need. We'll need half a stack, or 176 copper, 128 nickel, 32 tin, and 16 iron. Ouch! And unfortunately, I did not actually go and get very much nickel. I forget what... Oh, Garnierite's nickel? Well, I know where to find this, actually. That's not very far at all. Oh, wait, Pentlandite's nickel. Oh, we're fine then. We have so much nickel. So we need 32 copper nickel blocks, so we'll save this recipe. We'll save the bronze foil recipe, the copper nickel wire recipe, and we need an ingot of liquid tin alloy per block here. So to get this, we can melt down tin alloy in a steam extractor, or my mistake, a normal extractor. I mean, I guess we could use the steam one, but we can't actually because we're playing on normal mode. Yes, and we can make this by just alloy smelting it, so that's fine. But we need an extractor. Okay, so I think all we're really missing is just the copper nickel at this point. And I guess more bronze, probably. So, I'm going to be alloy smelting for a little while, it seems. So, another thing worth considering is being able to actually move fluids. We can, of course, use things like these steel cells here. And these aren't bad, by any means, but they're not great. This holds 8 buckets, and takes bronze and double steel plates, and blah. Oh, wait, there's... Oh, I forgot about the fluid cells from Thermal. Oh... Yeah, you know, I was looking for something to hold all my steam. Noted. This is also not what we're going to use, but I should keep this in mind. We're going to be using these endgame tanks because they're nice, cheap, and good. 16 buckets for effectively just iron is a nice cost that I like to hear. I look at this animation, that's pretty cool. Look, it's assembling. All those doohickeys. Impressive. Okay, well, we're going to be smelting copper nickel and bronze for a while. We need 4 stacks of copper nickel and only a little bit more bronze. But we also need to bang it all into foil and wire and blocks. That'll be a bit. So let's look at everything else we need. So for an electric blast furnace, we want to be powering it at MV, or medium voltage. So we need 2 LV energy input hatches. Additionally, we need an LV input bus and an output bus. This is basically where you put stuff in and take stuff out. An input hatch and an output hatch. This is for fluid inputs and outputs, of course. I say of course, what's the difference between a bus and a hatch? One you flip open to, get jesters out from under your courtroom, and the other you take to school, I don't know. We also need a maintenance hatch for maintenance. A muffler hatch for, I guess, waste. And of course, the controller itself. And some heat-proof Invar machine casings. So this is a lot of stuff. Let's start with the controller. So the controller, to begin with, is pretty simple. Just some circuits, furnaces, some cables, and this heat-proof Invar machine casing, which is mostly just Invar and this frame here, which is more Invar. Yeah, that's not too bad of a recipe, actually. Let's put this together real quick. Although before we do that, we should probably make 5 recipes worth of these Invar machine casings, which just seems to be Invar. I suppose that makes sense. But that too requires more alloy smelting. I'm starting to see the issues here. So I think for the most part, basically all of these input buses, hatches, and etc. are basically just an LV machine hull each, which is a lot of steel. but I've been making steel. I made that ahead of time. That's one of the only things that I thought to alloy smelt ahead of time. So I think we need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think of these. So a stack of steel. And we still have more to go, all right. Look at me being all smart and ahead. I hope our power can withstand 3 machines running at the same time. I've always wanted to do that. It seems like such a simple thing of 2 things and some liquid, but I guess I've really only done this in evidently we do not have enough power on this line. How much amperage does that use? Almost an amp. I thought we have 4 amps. Am I missing something? Oh, Wayla tells you? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yeah, we should be fine. I don't understand what we're running out of power on. These aren't even using a full amp each. Try again. Is it working? Oh, it's working, but it's not really liking it. I hope that's not voiding anything. That would be very unfortunate. I don't know why this isn't giving out power. Am I missing something? This should be conducting power quite comfortably. There's so many amperage left. Why is it not giving over? Oh, now it seems to be okay. Weird. I don't know, that's very strange. Hey, look at that though, Cooper nickel coil block. Oh, and before we can actually even look at the blast furnace recipe, we should look at the maintenance and muffler mechanics. So certain multi-blocks in Gregtech will require a maintenance and or muffler hatch, and they cannot be shared. So the muffler hatch is basically just something that produces smoke, and it's cool, I guess. Sometimes it produces ash, but it doesn't really matter. It'll just void excess, and I doubt we need very much ash. Maintenance, however, is a little bit more involved. Maintenance might require something like a wrench, screwdriver, soft mallet, hammer, wire cutter, or crowbar. You go up to the maintenance hatch and give it a whack. Every 48 real hours, another thing may happen, and then you give it another whack. Oh, my mistake. May occur after 48 hours. That's only a chance, wow. And anything that may have maintenance problems just increases recipe duration. So I think increases power cost too, maybe? Eventually we can get better maintenance hatches, such as the HV1 or another HV1 or an IV1. Oh, and even a ZPM one. But I imagine that the automatic maintenance hatch here is probably going to be the best one. Or the cleaning maintenance hatch, because this one's also automatic. This makes things faster, but I don't really care to do more maintenance. Anyway, noted. Blast furnace. Oh, wait, can I? Oh, you can request a whole multi-block. That's fun. Okay, that is quite the array of items. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Well, how much of that can we pull away by just grabbing these? It ate the whole thing. That's not what I was hoping for. Well, I guess we can just do this mostly by hand. Most of these buses are pretty easy. They're just like an item. Like, all 4 of these are just like glass or chests and input buses. Or not input buses, LV machine hulls. This one is just a machine hull, but in an assembler. This one has a few extra components required. And the 2 energy hatches are a little bit more involved. We need these low voltage coils, which are also an assembler recipe. More crafting. Oh, it's blasting time in about 2 seconds. There we are. It's blasting time. Give me my $1. We should probably also build a multi-block. I didn't actually really think about logistics here. So the first things we would want is aluminum and energetic alloy down here. Do we need anything for that? Nitrogen would help, but is not required. And the same is true here. We need nothing. Okay, we'll just stick the fluid buses somewhere where the sun don't shine for right now then. Oh wow, I didn't think you'd be able to put it up there, but oh my gosh, I keep falling down. I didn't think you'd be able to put it up there, but I am pleasantly surprised. Wow, look at it. I think I actually want to move some parts around. There we go. So I believe I need 4 amps of LV power, so I need another one of these things. And I might probably want a battery buffer. Would probably be a good idea. Well, in either circumstance, I should probably make more batteries. So I should probably make some battery alloy. I have lead, but I don't have antimony. Do I have anything that makes antimony? Oh, well, that's not what you like to see. Ah, we need to buy stibnite for the battery alloys. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I went to actually go put an aluminum ingot in there, but we don't have any aluminum. For that, we need an electrolyzer. So it seems like we're doing electrolyzer first. Overall, it doesn't seem too scary. Okay, so apparently to get aluminum, we need clay because sapphires aren't good enough. I don't know how to turn a sapphire into a sapphire dust. It seemed like the only way was from raw sapphires, which is strange, but I'm not a geologist. So the only real option we have is clay. We can take a whole block of clay into a singular clay dust, and we can electrolyze 13 for a whopping 2 aluminum. I don't know how we're going to get more clay. Clay is not very common of a spawn in the world in this pack, or at least not in my experience. Oh, I'm starting to see a path. We can mix dirt with water at really any voltage to make mud. We can compress mud at LV to make clay. Oh, we can macerate clay at a much better rate here. I guess we would need to then probably extract the clay or press it or whatever. And then we can electrolyze, and now it's not too bad because at least it's automatic. All we just need is dirt, and we have a lot of dirt, let me tell you. Oh, but that is quite a number of machines. And I don't have space for that, or I'm starting to worry the circuits. I was down to the single digits not too long ago, and I don't think a project of that scale is single digit number of circuits tier. Oh, this grinds fast. I like to see that. Alright, that's enough out of you. I think this means we can actually macerate our ores now, so we could really actually double everything, which would probably be good. I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm tired of having to run back and get all the time, that's for sure. I get 4 coal per coal? I guess that is still double, isn't it? Yeah, I should probably be using this thing more. I probably should have made this a while ago, but oh well. Anyway, time to electrolyze. Ooh, that's a fun noise. Maybe not constantly in my ear though. Aluminum! I want to test my new toy. So we put aluminum in this one. This is the output bus. This one. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that would make sense. Oh, I thought it would have been a lot more in depth than that. Oh well. I need a crowbar. There's a crowbar. Doink. Alright, now let's give it a shot. Oh. Oh, now what? Oh, the circuit's in here. Haha! Well, that looks safe. Oh, it's a good thing that roof is so high, or else I might end up breathing that in. I like how the coils light up. That's pretty cool. 20 seconds is a little less than cool, though. Aluminum! We did it. A big milestone, including applied energistics. And ooh, I love applied energistics. Oh, look at how sleek that looks. Ooh, this looks exciting, but I think I should probably wait a little bit. I have a lot of footage to edit, and a lot of aluminum to smelt. So I will be doing both of those things. So I will be seeing you in a moment. Hi, it's me, your local doofus. Guess who forgot to unmute their microphone? So the next few bits you're gonna see really quick and etc. To make it very short and simple, we made MV machine holes. I talked about what the base is, and I guess I should probably reiterate here now. The base design I'm going for is inspired from an old MMO I played called Trove. One of the biomes in that game was called the Neon City, and the vibe I got from it was like a giant circuit board. And so I thought that would be cool to bring here into a pack all about circuit boards, really. I don't know what this is in relativity to a circuit board, but it looks like it's supposed to be there, and that's pretty cool. It's got little antennae there, and it even says LV, so we're probably going to do something similar to that for a lot of the other buildings, and we're going to have one building per voltage, and it will probably get large and out of scale very quickly, but that will be a problem for the future, just like my mic being muted was a problem for future me right now. Anyway, for things like next episode, I really have no idea. There's so many things to do. Clay processing seems important, a new power source seems important, a new building also seems very important as we're basically ready for MV at this point. But I think an MV building might wait until circuit boards 2, whatever the new ones are, but also probably not because I should probably set up clay processing over there. I don't know. I do know I'm going to be making probably like a stack or two of circuits between episodes though, because I'm going to need them. Anyway, I'll give you a little bit of B-roll, and then after that I'll say bye-bye. Hi, it's me from later. This is the part of the video where I say goodbye, because I forgot to when my mic was muted. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.